Hello everyone, welcome back to Iron Shield Media. Today, we're breaking down one of the most dramatic, overwhelming, and perfectly executed shows of military dominance the world has seen in years. The United States Air Force just sent its legendary B-52 Stratofortress bomber straight into Russia's strategic comfort zone, and the impact of this display left the Kremlin scrambling for explanations. The B-52 didn't just fly, it delivered a message carved in steel, jet fuel, and unstoppable power. The United States' global reach is alive, active, and absolutely unchallenged. From the moment the B-52 lifted off the runway, everything about this mission was intentional. The roar of its 8 engines wasn't just noise, it was a reminder of the unmatched longevity and modernization of America's long-range bomber fleet. For Russia, this wasn't just an aircraft approaching. It was a cold steel symbol of strategic pressure, a reminder that borders and distance mean nothing to American power projection. While Russian media scrambled to downplay it, military analysts around the world recognized exactly what had happened. The US had just humiliated Russia with a textbook demonstration of controlled dominance. The exterior of the B-52 is a mixture of old-school intimidation and cutting-edge upgrades. Its massive swept wings stretch across the sky like a moving fortress. Its 8 Pratt & Whitney engines hang beneath its wings in 4 twin-engine pods, giving the aircraft its signature look and unmistakable sound. There's nothing sleek or stealthy about a B-52. It doesn't hide, it announces itself. The US didn't need stealth for this mission. Visibility was the entire point. The giant frame, the dark matte finish, the heavy payload compartments under its belly, and the unmistakable wing flex during flight all combined to create an aura of unstoppable force. When the B-52 appears on radar, it doesn't spark confusion. It sparks fear. The interior of the B-52 is designed for long missions across continents. Space is tight but functional, lined with modernized instrumentation that blends digital screens with classic analog dials. The crew sits in insulated positions, focusing on navigation, communication, targeting, and mission operations. It's not luxurious, it's a war machine's brain. Every seat, every screen, every switch is placed for functionality, endurance, and mission precision. When it comes to performance, the B-52 remains one of the most strategically valuable aircraft ever built. With a range of over 14,000 kilometers with aerial refueling and the ability to stay airborne for more than 24 hours if needed, it is built for pressure missions like this. Russia claims to dominate its region with anti-access systems, but the B-52 flying near its borders proves the opposite. None of those systems deter the United States. The aircraft can carry nuclear weapons, cruise missiles, hypersonic systems, and more conventional payloads than any bomber on Earth. The B-52's radar capabilities, electronic warfare improvements, and battle network integration make it far more deadly than its age suggests. And that's the part that hits Russia hardest. This wasn't even America's latest bomber. The US humiliated Russia with a platform older than many of its generals. Safety features on the B-52 reflect decades of experience. Its redundant hydraulic systems, updated avionics, emergency power backups, and high-altitude escape procedures ensure long mission survivability. Multiple fail-safe systems protect the crew, and every modernization cycle adds new electronic defense tools. Russia's attempt to jam communication signals or track the aircraft was pointless. The B-52 flew with full electronic dominance. Defensive countermeasures, radar-absorbent materials in certain areas, and real-time battlefield data integration ensured the aircraft was never truly vulnerable, even when flying close to Russian airspace. That alone was its own kind of humiliation for Moscow. Everything Russia threw at it failed. What truly sets the B-52 apart, its unique selling points, are its endurance, payload, modernization potential, and psychological effect. No other aircraft on Earth can fly this far, carry this much, stay aloft this long, or execute this type of global pressure mission. The psychological impact is its greatest weapon. When a B-52 flies near your border, it's not just a bomber. It's a billboard announcing who controls the skies. The Russians know this. Putin knows this. The B-52 creates leverage without dropping a single weapon. It creates fear without firing. It tightens geopolitical pressure simply by existing in the right airspace. Price is another factor that reveals the brilliance of the platform. The B-52 was incredibly cost-effective to produce and remains cheap to maintain compared to modern stealth bombers. Instead of retiring it, the United States continues to upgrade it with new engines, updated electronics, digital cockpits, and enhanced weapons capabilities. By 2035, the B-52 will still be flying, outlasting multiple Russian aircraft generations. This is another point that stings for Russia. America's old bomber still outperforms many of Russia's new ones. The B-52's flight near Russia wasn't an accident, wasn't symbolic, and wasn't a routine patrol. It was a deliberate reminder. The United States signaled capability, confidence, and dominance without crossing a single line of international law. Russia, however, responded as if the line had been crossed emotionally, not legally. Fighter jets scrambled, alarm statements were released, and Russian analysts began trying to reassure the public. But reassurance means nothing when footage of a B-52 cruising confidently becomes global news. This mission showed the world that Russia's strategic defenses aren't the impenetrable wall they claim to be. It proved that the Kremlin reacts with fear when a powerful aircraft approaches its doorstep. It demonstrated that America maintains global reach at a level Russia cannot counter. And perhaps most importantly, it signaled to NATO allies that the United States is capable of deploying overwhelming force at any moment. Throughout the mission, the B-52 maintained perfect discipline. Flight data shows stable altitude, consistent velocity, and precise navigation. The aircraft flew exactly the route the Pentagon intended, at exactly the altitude needed to deliver the message. No deviation, no hesitation, no weakness. Russia, in contrast, sent multiple fighters scrambling from different bases, an expensive and inefficient reaction that exposed disorganization within their response systems. The world watched as an American aircraft built in the 1950s, upgraded through generations of innovation, executed a strategic move that modern Russian aircraft were powerless to counter. While Russia attempted to frame the incident as routine, the truth spread worldwide. The US had just humiliated Russia in full daylight. The message was unmistakable. America still rules long-range strategic aviation. In the broader geopolitical sense, this flight wasn't just about Russia. It was a message to China, Iran, North Korea, and every nation testing global stability. The B-52 is a reminder that distance doesn't stop the United States. Airspace restrictions don't intimidate the United States. Long-range threats don't deter the United States. The B-52 makes America's policy visible, audible, and impossible to ignore. As tensions continue rising in Eastern Europe and the Arctic, the United States is making sure its allies know they are protected and its adversaries understand the consequences of provocation. The B-52 remains the perfect tool for this mission, a flying symbol of endurance, power, and precision. When it enters the sky, geopolitics shift. Its presence alone forces leaders to rethink decisions. The global military community has long known that the B-52 is not simply an aircraft. It is a strategy, its ability to show up anywhere, anytime, with unmatched payload capacity and mission endurance makes it the ultimate deterrence platform. When Russia watched it appear on radar, they weren't seeing a bomber. They were seeing U.S. strategic will backed by overwhelming firepower. This mission proved that modernization is not just about new aircraft, but about maintaining dominance across generations. The United States took a Cold War legend, fused it with digital era technology, and turned it into the most reliable long-range pressure tool on Earth. The B-52's flight near Russia's border is already being studied by analysts as a masterclass in controlled intimidation. In the end, the United States didn't need missiles, didn't need stealth, didn't need flash or theatrics. It needed one aircraft, one flight, one message. And the world understood exactly what it meant. For Russia, it was a strategic embarrassment. For the United States, it was a calm demonstration of unmatched power. For the world, it was a reminder that stability can be enforced, not just discussed.